Back again. Frog and
What's going on,
Snacks.
everybody?
Another day, another internet shenanigan filled evening. Mario Kart. Uh this time at 200 cc's.
We'll see.
at
We'll
least for
see.
at least for a portion,
Yeah, we're gonna check it out. See what we can get going or not get going.
or not get going. Yeah. So all right, so let me hop in and then you can join me.
hmm
200 cc race. I'm gonna go my usual combo.
I'm trying something new, man. I'm doing that baby peach. I don't know if it'll
Baby Peach for the win.
baby peach circuit special, slick, and then a light parachute. Yoshi Valley, Yoshi Valley, Yoshi Valley.
There she goes. Well, so far we're the only two people.
Oh
Damn, did 200 cc get abandoned? Well, whatever. We'll race for us a second. Let's see if we got it.
yeah.
Logan's here. What's up, Logan?
Hey, what's up?
As you can see, the demolished 200 cc lobbies.
Yeah, right. Rest
Maybe
in peace.
maybe it was a little too hardcore for people, perhaps, or maybe everybody just forgot about it. Because I
Yeah.
forgot about it. I just remember tonight as I was thinking about the potential of, talking about a Mario Kart Cross F-Zero game.
Yeah, right.
That would be amazing.
Ooh.
Oh, this
I
is
know
much
it.
faster than I remember.
Right? I mean, you get so used to 150, and it's like, what is a gamer to do?
Yeah. I forgot the meta for 200 is completely different. Oh, this is just not good.
I'm actually killing it right now. Maybe Baby Peach was a good move.
Maybe, man. Jeez, this is so fast. See, this would be one step below F-Zero mode.
Yeah, right.
Oh, come on.
Come on now.
Even though I'm still kind of stunned that nobody else is. Then again, this is the first match. We'll see. Maybe it's just a slow moment. Let's see if other people can. I actually might look in the tournament section and see if there's like an ongoing.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Oh, come on. I didn't even know I was in first. Well, not anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna look and see if there's like an ongoing 200 cc thing.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
The tournaments feature is really weird because it really is more like servers. They really should have just called it servers. Like ongoing playing of certain modes.
Yeah.
Which will be really fun once, they have a actual competent battle mode. Shots fired,
Ooh.
but yeah, about that. I ain't forgot.
I'll never forget.
Never forget. Hashtag never forget.
Hashtag never forget. Oh my god. I mean that like I'm more willing to forgive the like battle mode misgivings than I am to
The,
like
the Doodoo cast.
with the cast like the
I
cast.
can't but
Yeah, that's right. Coming in hot, Baby Peach.
Yeah, baby. How's that feel to get slapped by Baby Peach as she looks back at you?
Listen, on 200cc, you never know.
Apparently not. Lotus
No,
is doing homework. How we doing? Well, we're in the mix.
we're in the mix.
We're doing our thing right now.
So I'm going to Twitch right now, and it says your connection is not private. Attackers could steal your information.
Are you on Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I'm on my apartment's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's I mean, with Wi-Fi, there's always a chance that you could get your.
No, I'm just saying I've like never seen that like notice before.
On any website or on Twitch?
Never anywhere.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, modern browsers try to be very good about sniffing out attacks, and oh yeah, Twitch is an HTTPS connection, so that's interesting that it's not private. I don't know why that is. Maybe try
Yeah.
refreshing.
It's weird. It's because I'm looking at HTTPS and it says it's like crossed out.
Yeah, that should not be the case.
That's weird. I'm not gonna go to it until I can fix it, but I'll be like poking around on it, in between matches. But
Right.
yeah, I gotta fix that.
That's very strange. I mean,
I haven't changed any settings unless there's some like weird shortcut that I'm unaware of that I like hit or like my cat hit while it was walking across my keyboard one night. Because he loves that. He loves that keyboard.
cats love keyboards in general.
I don't know what it is, man. Like I can't do anything on the computer without my cat coming out of nowhere and being like, "Oh, you're using this keyboard?"
This is a perfect opportunity for me to walk on it.
Yeah, right? It's so weird.
Like, how wonderful. Yeah, I don't know why the connection wouldn't be private. We'll have to figure that out later.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, I don't want to be dire, but that sometimes that means that you've been rerouted to, like, a phishing website.
right. Well, I haven't, like, it's like asking me if I want to, like, proceed, and I'm like, no, because I haven't done it yet.
Are you sure you didn't type in Twitch wrong? And, like, went to, like, twat?
I didn't go to twat.com. I just clicked on I have it like a Google Chrome bookmark.
Yeah, that's very strange indeed. And there's nothing wrong with Twitch, because I just went on it, but
Yeah, strange.
Stranger Things, Internet Edition.
Have you watched Stranger Things?
I have not seen that show yet. I'm very late.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm very late on all TV shows at this point.
you're not that late. It's not that it's not a lateness. Like, I have like the same late rules like regarding TV as I do for pretty much everything. Like at this point, there's just so much good stuff and like content. You just you just do whatever you can.
Pretty much, and
As long as it's on your radar, then fine.
TV's only gonna get crazier. This 200cc thing is madness. One more, and then I guess we'll go back to 150 because
Yeah, I
nobody's
feel
even
bad.
playing.
All right. This page is insecure, broken HTTPS. I don't know who broke it or how it got broken or how to fix it.
That
It says,
literally makes no sense.
certificate error. There are issues with the site's certificate chain. View certificate. I don't even know what I'm looking at. It's literally a certificate.
Yeah, every site has a website like security certificate. Oh, somebody else is here. Who's in here? Ron. What's up, Ron?
What's going on, Ron?
He's not in our chat, but he's in our game.
All right.
Still, what's up, Ron?
What's up, Ron? Let me check a different browser.
Yeah, that could be a thing too. Who knows? Logan said, "Cat, you playing Overwatch? Let me just walk on your keyboard." That would be the absolute worst. Cat on keyboard during Overwatch is a big, big no-no.
Oh, cat on keyboard during literally anything is a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Um,
And who just got shot?
that was sorry, I was logging on to Twitch from a different browser. I have no issues on Safari.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
They
Oh.
tried.
We started. Hold on.
Then we start. But yeah, going back to what we were talking about, content. Yeah, with like, it's funny because I was actually just reading about Netflix last night.
Yeah.
They are really like, they have world domination plans.
Oh, absolutely. No, traditional TV is like, like
They're
it's
shitting themselves, and they should be, because Netflix is gunning for them. What I read, I heard this, but I read more detail about it yesterday. You know that they want half of their content by next year to be original. Half.
I mean, it's doable. I mean,
Well, yeah, because they're investing $6 billion into making new content and deals.
yeah, I mean, listen, that's completely not unreasonable. Like, if there's if there's anything that excuse me, if there's anything that we learned about TV in the last 10 years, I should say last 15, is that there's always space. There's always a space for something. There's always a space for weird stuff. Adult Swim taught us that, right?
Big time.
There's always a space for weirdness. There is, and the viewing habits of people have not changed, but now that there are other options,
Right.
the viewing habits of people have been, I should say, revealed in binge culture, pretty much. Thanks
Well,
to
I don't know
Netflix.
about revealed. I would use the word opened up. Because, I mean, binge watching is something that got funny to me. Because, as an anime fan, right?
Yeah.
Binge watching is totally nothing new. Like, everybody who watches anime was binge watching a series from, like, 2002.
Right.
But it wasn't really till, like, Netflix took off that became a thing among, like, regular people.
Right.
And that's when people started talking about it. So I always found it funny. I was like, you guys are just binge watching series? How cute. But it's true. Logan said half, yikes. Exactly. It's not so much, and to his point, what I was saying to you is not so much that it was wild that they were doing it and that they can't do it. It's the fact that I just wanted to point the level of ambition. Like, the level of sheer, we're going after everybody. You better watch out because you guys are all on notice now.
It makes, it makes perfect sense to me. Like, the
Oh,
weird...
it makes perfect sense. It's just crazy.
Oh, yeah. It is. But, I mean, the only thing that I watch on regular television is stuff that's not on Netflix, and then also sports.
Right,
And sports for a while has been, like, the one real big holdout. But if they could get sports on, like, some type of... The thing is that the best deal to watch live sports is still on cable television, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's going to remain that way for quite a while.
Yeah, and if you want to remain if you want to go the legal route, which I do, because the sub-legal route offers you like a much lower product.
Right.
So if I were, if there were some way to stream games, maybe like even piecemeal,
Right.
I'd be into that. But none of this stuff is even on the horizon. So, sports is the big holdout, and then that's it. But even shows that are still on, regular cable that I want to watch,
Right.
like, I don't know, South Park and stuff like that. All of those episodes are available on the Comedy Central website for free the next day.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if I didn't have, even if I, still had some, like, regular cable holdouts, there are legal ways to watch them, just not, like, the second they're airing. And some of them, the second they're airing.
Yeah.
So
The world is rapidly changing.
Yeah. And it's just, like, the sports thing is such a roadblock for me, because I would have cut the cord years and years and years ago.
Yep. I
I
mean,
really would have.
yo, this dude just okay. I just got Mario Kart sniped. Okay. Probably like I was binge watching before it was cool. I mean, not even. It was more like before it was cool among regular people. It was always cool among anime fans, because you found out about a series, at least I should say, once the internet era was a thing, and people are back out of this thing. I've had more than enough 200cc.
Yeah. 150 is gonna seem so slow now.
Yeah, which is fine because I need to get back. Join me. But yeah, once anime started popping up on the internet, you heard about series or whatever. Yo, did you see this series? Nah, man, you have to watch it. Oh, okay. You went, you watched the whole series. Bam. You're off to the races, and then you're back in the conversation on all the message boards with all the other butthurt nerds.
See, I think that, like, the one season dropping at once model is, like, such a revelation to me. Because, again, this might be something that anime was doing for a while.
Well, companies weren't dropping seasons at once, but because they were so readily available as soon as, and because what I think is relatively recent for, like, American TV is that you have a lot more shows with, like, hard continuity. Like, when I first started watching anime, that was the revelation for me. I was like, wow, these shows have, like, continuity that you have to have watched prior episodes to understand the current ones.
Yeah.
That really wasn't a thing in much of American television until HBO really started pushing it, with stuff like The Sopranos.
Yeah.
So that's why in anime culture, even back in early 2000s, it was all about get the whole season because you had to watch the whole season to understand the plot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said once whole season dropping became a thing, it was a revelation.
No, it really was. Like nobody. It's kind of unrealistic to be like, yeah, this is when you got to be here to watch this show.
Yeah, not in 2016.
No, not at all. And like even back when I was a kid,
It
like
was mad annoying.
It was annoying. The fact that we don't have to do that anymore for a lot of shows is groundbreaking. I love just like 2 episodes here, 3 episodes there, get them done on my own time.
Right.
That's great. Like, and there's this whole other like meta conversation that goes on if you're talking about a show, like, oh, what episode are you up to?
Right.
Oh, this is what I can talk about. This is what I can't talk about. It's so enticing. The conversation.
It's kind of fun to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, man.
Because you have to kind of think about. I didn't even think about that. Like, it actually is kind of fun to have to, consider. Okay, when I have to make this consideration of the plot, like, how much of this can I talk about? How much of it can I talk about?
Yeah, and like back in the day, assuming everybody was around all the time enough to be up to date on all the shows, then like, yeah, I'm sure people who were our age in, the early 80s, like the sitcom era,
right.
Like that was fun to, Tuesday mornings, like talk about the Monday night shows.
Right.
But I mean, who the fuck cares? Like, this system is so much better. I don't like. I mean, what would we all be doing? Like, let's say Facebook was around and texting was around in the early 80s, right? But television existed the way that it existed. And everybody had to, like, collectively lose their shit all the time at once.
Right.
Every time the newest episode of Good Times came out, right?
Right.
Like, people kind of do that now with The Walking Dead and stuff and Game of Thrones, but it's still, like, I mean, these shows are built for that.
Yes.
Right.
They're not engineered that way.
So, do you think that like there would be this whole other, like metric of gauging shows back in the 80s if that system existed, where it's like how much it like breaks social media every time there's like this like Hallmark episode?
Absolutely not, because, well, then again, you have to think about it's kind of a hand-in-hand thing, because social media became the metric because everything else changed. Also, we should note, Logan's talking about Sherlock from BBC, said he binge watches that show. Love it, few episodes, but long ones.
Ooh, like Black Mirror. Black Mirror, have you ever watched Black Mirror?
No. I've only just like started hearing about it all of a sudden. Okay,
it actually came out a couple years ago. But when it came out, the first comparisons were that it was like the British Twilight Zone. and I love the Twilight Zone, like the original Twilight Zone from the 50s.
I've gotten an appreciation for it now that I'm an adult.
I've watched like I think I've watched every single episode of the Twilight Zone.
It's like 100 something, aren't there?
Yeah, I love the Twilight Zone.
Right.
So they were like, yeah, it's like the British Twilight Zone, and I was like, oh, perfect. I love British people. I love the Twilight Zone. This will be great.
Right.
And the first episode is about there's like a terror. It was a couple years ago, but the first episode of Black Mirror, and it's anthological.
Anthological?
Anthological? It's anthological. It's an anthology.
Right.
So
big words, yeah, go on.
like none of these people show up again, but
yeah.
Which is cool because it's like the Twilight Zone. But in the first episode of Black Mirror, the whole concept is the British Prime Minister gets his like daughter goes missing or some shit.
Right.
And
then he
there's
calls
this
Liam
whole
Neeson.
huh?
Then he calls Liam Neeson.
Well, you know they have this whole like very hyper realistic breakdown of what would actually be going on in like his war room and stuff like that. Like they brief him in the morning and they're like, "Yo, your daughter's missing." And he's like, "No way." And then they're like, "We know who captured her because they left us this note or whatever." Right. So the note is basically like, "I got your daughter," or maybe it was a bomb. I don't know. There was some some shit where he like couldn't ignore it, right? And the guy was basically like, I have this. The only way that I'm going to either not detonate the bomb, I guess it was like the only way I'm not going to detonate this bomb is if you have sex with a pig on television, on live television.
Wait, what?
I'm serious. So he's like, they can't be serious, and they're like, no, we've cross-referenced all this shit, and like we've triangulated the source and like all this other like high-tech MI6 shit, and they're like, yeah, he's dead serious. You have to have sex with a pig on live television. So he's like, I'm not doing that. And he goes, they're like, yeah, you are, otherwise Piccadilly Circus is gonna blow up and everyone's gonna die. Or your daughter's gonna die. I forget which one it was. I don't know why I can't remember whether it was his daughter or a bomb, but again, it was something you can't ignore.
Right.
So while they got like 98% of his task force trying to find this guy before the deadline, the quote unquote deadline that he puts up,
right,
the other 2% are setting up the set, like the stage where he's going to have sex with a pig, right?
Wow.
So the public, the English everyman hears about this, and they're like, his approval ratings are kind of low. We don't know
after pig sex.
We don't know if this is like a joke or not. But how funny would it be to watch the Prime Minister have sex with a pig? And so the public is kind of like rooting for him to just have sex with the pig because they would rather see that outcome. They would rather see that outcome than for them to do this using central intelligence and all this other stuff.
Right.
So essentially the Prime Minister of England has sex with the pig. They can't find the thing, and he has sex with the pig, and they have this really disturbing. I won't go into too much detail, but they have this really disturbing scene where he actually does have sex with the pig.
Ew. And
it's so unsettling. It is so incredibly unsettling, and it's happening live, right? The demand was that he does it on live on the BBC. So he does it, and pubs are filled with English people, they're all stoked, they've got their beers, they're want to watch it, and as it's happening, they're holy shit, this is really disturbing, and everybody's just leaves. Everybody's this is gross. I can't believe that the Prime Minister of our country, this collective realization of we fucked up, this is not actually cool. like sets in, and then he like finishes, and then he like throws up, and like and then the guy who made the threat or whatever like kills himself. The kicker is that like the guy who sets up the threat kills himself before the feed goes live, right? He just wanted to get him to that point.
That sucks.
So he right, so like the end of the episode is like 1 year later, and he's still the prime minister. His approval ratings are through the roof. Everybody in England is like kind of forgotten about the time that the prime minister had sex with a pig, and he does this like presser, and he's got his like wife and his kid there, and he's like, yep, everything is going great in jolly old England, like, you know.
So how did they find the daughter?
All this stuff, and then I think it was a bomb, and then or maybe he like left the daughter like blindfolded and like hogtied out in the middle of like London Bridge, and then killed himself so that she was like there safe when he finished, and then it's like, so like 1 year later, he does this presser, and he's like smiling for the cameras, everyone's like great, and everyone forgot about the time that he had sex with a pig, and then he like the cameras go away, and he like goes over to his wife, and he tries to hug her, and she's like disgusted with him, like she still like won't even like doesn't want him anywhere near him unless it's in front of the cameras, and like I could not watch another episode, even though I knew that it wasn't going to be that episode again or anything close to it. It was so thoroughly disturbing, I could not watch anymore. I didn't watch another episode after that.
I'm disturbed, and I didn't even watch the episode. Just hearing that story,
dude, it's gross. Like it's a thoroughly off-putting. Like it like made me feel weird for a couple days. I was like very not cool with it, and I guess that's the point. But I don't really have the stomach for that type of stuff.
Right.
And it really like threw me off. Like I was not cool with it. I can talk about it now. Obviously, it was 3 years ago. And it was just a television episode, but it was gross, dude.
No kidding.
Yeah.
On a slightly happier note, Logan noted that he watched all of How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, dude, How I Met Your Mother is I think an underrated like traditional sitcom.
I don't know about underrated because it had ratings through the roof when it was on TV.
I never looked at formal ratings. I just knew that like people were like,
and people were mad hype about it.
Oh, it's not that good, but I always thought it was a genuinely good TV show.
I never watched it. I mean, it's, to be honest, doesn't really see it. It's kind of, remember how I said like The Last of Us, even though I'm aware that it is supposed to be an extremely wonderful narrative achievement, I just can't get jazzed about the concept. Jazzed enough to actually want to play it. That's how I feel about How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother is easy to not get jazzed about because if I explain it to you, it sounds like a shitty, like, 90s sitcom, like, regular, like, you know, like, the description of it makes it sound like it's something you've seen before. Right. And it kind of is, but...
I know there's parts that are very much things you've not seen before, because I've seen, clips like I forget what it was, like some random part episode where they broke out into a choreography routine and like it became like a music video.
Yeah. I mean, they do some weird stuff, but like, it's honestly it's a network sitcom with a laugh track.
Right.
So it's easy to hear that and be like, oh, I'm not interested. It's not up my alley, and it might not be. But I honestly thought it was like, you know, it was as good as you can do with those parameters.
Right. It might be one of the like the send-offs of that kind of sitcom because now.
Oh, I mean, nothing like it is going to come around anymore. Like this stuff was like how you did television back in the 90s
and before.
And it's so weird that, you know, How I Met Your Mother came out in what, 2007, something like that.
Was it that late?
I think so. I mean, it only ended recently, like 2012, 2013.
Yeah, I think it was 2012 because I think it was. Oh yeah, good job, Frog. Fall right off that course. Fall right off. But yeah, I feel like it's 2012 because I remember I feel like I was still in college when people were talking about it coming to an end. But who knows?
Yeah, but it was around that time.
Logan says it's popular with the reveal and the ending. Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed on the way it ended, but that's how it ends. A lot of people I heard say that. A lot of people were not happy with the ending of that show.
Yeah, that's
Sadly,
true.
that seems to be the case with a lot of programming, that people are not happy with how it ultimately winds up. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, sitcoms have definitely changed, man, because... And I put a lot of that on Arrested Development.
Yeah. Okay.
Because once Arrested Development, like, legitimized the idea of no laugh track and, like, heavily plot-based humor...
Yeah.
Then it was off to the races. And that show is mad funny.
I heard that Larry David fought tooth and nail against having a laugh track when he did Seinfeld.
Really?
But this was the early '90s, and they were like, absolutely not, gotta have a laugh track.
Wait, was Larry... Wait, because I'm not like a Seinfeld guy, but what part did Larry David have involvement with Seinfeld?
Dude, he was like it. Like, he was the whole show. He, like, wrote it, produced it, everything, dude.
Really?
Dude, I think there were... I think people...
I thought Jerry Seinfeld was doing all that work.
No.
Wow,
It was
he
joint...
just
It was a joint effort, but Larry David's it, dude. There's an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry David goes to a Lakers game, and he, like, accidentally trips Shaq or something, and, like, he gets to sit courtside, and he, like, trips Shaq, and then Shaq gets hurt, and Larry David feels real bad, so, like, he visits him in the hospital, and Larry David's like, Shaq is like, you know, Larry, I'm like a really big Seinfeld episode. If you could get me, like, you know, the full, like, DVD collection or whatever of Seinfeld, like, that'd be really cool. So he does it, and they, like, watch an episode together.
Wow.
Yeah, like,
That's some meta shit right there.
Oh, I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm is a really interesting show because it's not entirely fictitious. Like, it's a fictionalized version of the actual Larry David.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I've seen a clip because my brother, shout out to my brother, loves that show.
Oh, Curb is amazing.
Oh, the failure! Okay. Yeah, because I've seen... He showed me the clip with JB Smoove. I love
Oh
JB
God,
Smoove.
dude. He's in like a whole season, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's him and his family, and they're Katrina refugees, and they adopt him.
Oh God.
And their last name is Black, and they and like Larry keeps referring to them as the Blacks, and like it's like his wife is like people get mad at him and stuff, but he's like, no, that's their last name. And it's so funny, dude, because, you know, I had like a really similar like yeah, so like when I was my parents sent me to this like they called it summer school, but it was really just like a place for me to hang out during the summer while they, like, you know, went to work.
Right.
And there was a kid who only showed up for like a couple of weeks, but I like made friends with him instantly.
Right.
I have no clue what he's up to now. I mean, this was like I was a child,
Right.
but he was South Asian. I think he was Indian, and his name was Gandhi. His given name was Gandhi. And I remember one time we're playing baseball or kickball or something, and Gandhi's got to come off the bench and like run out to the outfield, and this dude is like trotting slowly.
Right.
And I was like, I know the guy, I'm friends with him, so I'm yelling from center field. I'm like, Gandhi, hurry up!
So everybody must have been like,
No. I didn't even think about it because I was 10,
Right.
and some kid. I mean, this is what, 2000, like 1999. This is like pre 9/11, right? This is like pre 9/11, like perceived like brown people prejudices, and some kid came up to me and like confronted me about it, and he was like, what's up? Like, he's like, you think you just call that guy Gandhi because he's Indian? And I was like,
wow, that's a woke 10-year-old.
I was I haven't thought about this story in forever. Whoever that kid was beyond woke. Like he was woke or woke was a verb.
Like he was carrying a teddy bear to his side, like, what's up?
Who were this kid's parents? Like they were like what, like UCB professors or something? So this kid is like, you think you just call him Gandhi because he's Indian? And I was like, that's his name. I know him. And they were just like, oh, and dropped it immediately. But I remember thinking like, like I'm not smart enough or like mature enough or like worldly enough yet to process what just happened. But like maybe in 10 years I'll figure it out.
This sounds like an instance of miscommunication. I'll have to think about this when I'm old enough to know the social implications.
Right, but like, right, I was simply not old enough to know that maybe I shouldn't, yell at this brown kid and call him Gandhi, even though that was his first name. And I mean, even if I did know it, I would never think that like a 10-year-old would be like wise enough to be like, hey, this might be a case of like your prejudices shining through. Like, excuse me? Like, how old are you, dude?
Yeah. That's hysterical though. Like, I'm still just getting an image like he's short, walking, like I said, like teddy bear dragged his side.
Yeah.
And he's like, excuse me, it's really offensive when you do things like that. And like, what?
Yeah, and like, Gandhi didn't blink twice. He just started jogging like he was supposed to from the first place.
Right. Yeah, now imagine if you like harped on him like, Gandhi, what the hell, man? Then I really been.
I can imagine this woke guy would have like sociologied my ass.
Yeah. Ha! Good times.
Woke 10-year-old.
Woke 10-year-old. Like that's gonna be the new of the century.
I wonder what he's doing now, dude. Do you think he's still woke?
Probably not.
Do you think he's regressed entirely? Do you think he's Do you think he writes for the alt-right? And then like I meet him and I'm like, what do you do? I'm like, what are you doing these days? He's like, oh, I write for Breitbart. And I'm like, that's really weird, dude. I'm like, do you remember that time when we were 10? And then he's like, I show him a picture and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he like runs away. he's like trying to run from his past because he's a neocon now.
Yeah. And then which would make like some weird anime plot.
God.
Half anime plots are like confronting your past.
I mean, this is true.
Confront the evils of my past.
Oh my god! I just got Mario Karted.
That was partly my fault.
6 to 10.
Oh no, that part wasn't my fault. Because I was like, I know I passed you at one point, but not 6 to 10 passed. Whoopsie.
I went from 6 to 10. That was brutal.
Shout out to Mario Kart. I had a fresh wave of excitement for the Switch today.
Oh, dude. Stop. Like my excitement doesn't wane. It's just
I know we can all only get so erect. I know, but but still fresh wave of excitement because I was listening to Nintendo Voice Chat, IGN Nintendo podcast. Shout out to them. And they were talking about like Mario Maker 3DS, short version. Everybody's tight.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy shit! We know that they're gonna put Mario Maker on the Switch. How monu-fucking-mental is that going to be?
Dude.
People are gonna be making levels everywhere, sending them. It's gonna be outrageous, and there's already 12 or some outrageous number of million levels.
Oh yeah.
It's completely absurd.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's a.
And people are going to be making levels everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, everything that we have not yet had a handheld or full console version of yet is now
on the table.
Is now on the table. We're talking like living room, big screen TV, Pokemon and Monster Hunter. We're looking at Pikmin on the go. We're looking at Mario stuff on the go, Zelda on the go. We're looking at all this stuff. This is all on the table. And
it's going to be messed up because I thought it was bad when Smash 3DS was a thing.
Yeah.
But because we already did some like gross nerdity where we're at the restaurant playing Smash Brothers, waiting for dinner.
Yeah.
But now we're about to just kick this to like level 9,000.
Oh yeah, it's over. I mean, you know, it's so weird because this is such a like I don't know how much of actually like a shared gamer experience this is, but I always think of like PAX bus implications. Like, what does this mean for the PAX bus?
Yo, the PAX bus is gonna be lit.
Yeah, dude.
Everybody's gonna have the Switch playing like. And again, what makes it great is it's not even gonna be, you know, everybody trying to sit with their cramped ass handheld. Though you could if you want. Like,
yeah.
I can take out the tray table. I'm gonna lose. I can take out. Look at this! Look at this shit!
Ugh. See, this is why I'm so mad that PAX is so early this year.
Yeah, that really does blow.
Like, imagine, like PAX with the Switch is like ultimate PAX. Like, this is it's the PAX console. It's the console for the PAX generation.
It literally is. Oh, Logan said you should play Mario Maker on here. I made some good tracks you could play. Oh yeah, I forgot you have that game. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Well, funny you mention it because we're already kicking around some Mario Maker related ideas. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We're trying to do some Mario Maker stuff because I have not played that game for a couple months now, and because I was listening to this today, I'm like, man, I really should try and get back. Now that we're doing a stream, this could be a good opportunity to try and get my design chops up. And that game is pretty brilliant. I'll get back to that in a second. But yeah, the Switch is the PAX console. It's going to be so incredible. And like I said, the Hardcore Gamer Survival Pack.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you're going on the go, you're getting a no-compromise version of your Nintendo games and hopefully whatever else on the go at the same time.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's going to, and the fact that I can have my controller. Okay, so I want to go down this line of logic a little more, right? So,
right. Okay.
The first thing I want to talk about. Did you see the rumor from Eurogamer, the website that brought us the accurate reporting about the Switch months ahead, that GameCube games are coming to Virtual Console?
Oh yeah, I mean they reported it on Polygon too.
Yeah, they were reporting the Eurogamer stuff, but
okay.
Yeah, that's the current report, which is like about damn time. Now, for the most part, I'm kind of like, well, whatever, because you know we have other methods, as you know.
Yeah.
A long time ago. But what's exciting is that this means, and the Eurogamer report specifically mentioned the re-release of Melee.
Ugh.
Ugh.
See, that's dangerous ground.
Very dangerous ground.
That's very dangerous ground because you know the things that make Melee what Melee is are all of the things that are very much in danger of being removed.
Well, I don't think they're going to do like I think it's going to be a straight re-release for Virtual Console, which means that everything would stay in.
Okay. I mean, I hope so, because I mean the legacy of Melee kind of hangs in the balance.
Well, not really, because if it's not up to par for the competitive community, nobody's going to buy it. That would just be that. But
yeah.
And they continue as they're going right now. But yeah, Nintendo has an interest in keeping it to the core gamer spec, because now that they are finally seeing the value in that esports money, they're like, we have to stay in the mix here. And I mean, they through no effort on their part, they have not one but two extremely popular esports games.
Yep.
So, you know, you might as well do what minimum amount you can to keep the gravy train flowing.
What was the second you were thinking of?
Well, what I was thinking of related to this, so this is like point 1A, is that this may mean that they're going to have a renewed focus to bring the GameCube controller to the Switch somehow.
Yeah.
Which means either that like concept that we saw a couple months ago. I don't know how it ended up in 7th, but whatever. That console we saw a couple months ago where people can slide on each half as the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Or, even crazier, they could bring back like a 2017 version of the Wavebird, yo.
Stop, dude.
Yo.
The almighty, the
almighty Wavebird. Shout out to Justin, who thinks it's a piece of shit, but because admittedly it did usually take, you had to go like play with the channels every time you wanted to use it, but still it was awesome. They could bring that back, slap the rumble technology in there, boom. Logan says, I heard of that, but the Melee community is really picky. If they don't like it, they'll stick to original. As long as they don't fix the glitches that make Melee, they'll lose that fight. If they fix the glitches, they'll stick to original. Pretty much what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I severely doubt they're going to go into to do any of that. They're just going to put this thing out there. You get your Melee on the go, even though people are going to be not playing it without the GameCube controller, which is fair.
Yeah.
But like I said, if they bring back a 2017 Wavebird, what?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, they could do it. It's
That would probably be one of the easiest things they could do.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Like that'd hardly even take any engineering effort.
Yeah, right.
Because actually, one of the things that was great about the Wavebird was like an extremely competent first wave wireless mainstream console controller.
Yeah, like
aside from not having rumble, it did everything that we expect out of modern wireless controllers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember anything decent coming out until many years later.
Pretty much when the 360 controller became standard, that was it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I wonder what drove them to do that. It doesn't seem like a very Nintendo, like, R&D thing to
That's
work.
a good question. Yeah, what would made them? I suppose maybe because I do remember people used to complain about how the GameCube controller cables were mad short, which they were. So maybe that was their way of addressing it rather than just doing extension cables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It worked because, I mean, you've seen like my den.
See,
I used to have the GameCube, and when I used to be like a couch gamer,
yeah,
I was like, oh, Wavebird all day, every day.
Yeah, you weren't a couch gamer. You were a folding chair very close to the television gamer.
Well, yeah, since you met me, that's been the deal. But
yeah,
back before, when I first started playing,
yeah,
I was like on my couch playing Monkey Ball, had my Wavebird, feeling flave about myself.
See, it's like, that kind of doesn't make sense to me though. Like like they were the cables were too short, so they just invented the Wavebird. Like they they like invented a thing that doesn't exist yet instead of just making the cables longer. It's like there's this there's that story. It's not true, but it's like it's like an allegory for the same thing, and they use this like fake story as like the way of proving the point. And it's when NASA spent all that money developing a pen that could write in space, and the Russians just used a pencil.
Yeah, there's always the danger when you're dealing with very smart people of like of overthinking an issue.
Yeah, the what is it? The absent-minded professor trope.
Yeah. Logan says you could also play Pokken on here. I just thought of that. Well, that would have to be like you and me or something, because we're the only people I know that has that game. Even though that game did very well. That game apparently outsold Street Fighter V, which is like, anyway, yeah, they do. It's crazy to think about why they even did the Wavebird, but it came out so well. We still use them today, and it would take some minor updating to get that up to spec for 2017, and then bam, you just pleased everybody. Shit,
yeah,
there'll be people who will use it for Nintendo Switch games, I bet, if they allow that to work.
Oh, listen, if there's anything that I would put money on, it's that if this thing were to exist, that Nintendo fans are so into the idea of the GameCube controller, just in general, just as a general like concept,
right,
that it will be the best-selling peripheral
for the system.
For the system. I mean, I mean, you saw what craziness went down when they came out with the Wii U adapter.
You remember our events?
Yeah, I was livid. I was straight up lied to about it because
Tell the folks in Twitchland about what happened the night of Smash 4's release.
So if you guys don't know, or don't remember, I should say, there was no GameCube adapter for the Wii U until Smash 4 comes out. So they had a couple of ways to get it. The actual adapter was only sold as part of a bundle with the game.
Right.
So not only did you have to pre-order the game, but you had to pre-order the
special bundle.
The special bundle edition, which came with the game and
oh my god,
adapter. GameCube controllers were sold separately, but if you had an existing GameCube controller, it would work on it.
Right. And I had plenty.
Right. Everyone had plenty, so it's fine. All you need was the adapter.
Right.
So I go to my local video game purveyor.
Yep.
And I say I'm going to pre-order one Smash 4 bundle with the adapter. And they said, excellent, of course. We will do that for you. So I pre-ordered it. And whoever was there and put down my pre-order didn't do it for the correct edition. They did it for the regular, just the game. So we had this whole thing planned because it came out around this time 2 years ago, I think.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So it was like around Thanksgiving 2014. So we were like, we're gonna have this whole thing. I had like 12 people come over my apartment, and we were gonna have Smash Giving.
Smash Giving, yo. It's gonna be great.
And the inaugural Smash Giving was lit, but
yes, it was.
So we go there, midnight release, and I go up to the counter and I'm like, this is my receipt, because you can give them the receipt and then pay for it before midnight, and then once midnight happened, they just gave everybody who paid for it the game.
Right.
So I go up, I pay for it, and I look at the receipt, and it's not the edition that I pre-ordered. So I try to complain, right? I try to be like, yo, what's going on? This isn't what I ordered. And they were like, yes, it is. It says that in your receipt. And I was like, yeah, but that's not what I said. I was like given a verbal guarantee. And I was like, okay, well, and they were like, well, we only had 3 of them that were sent to the store, and they already got pre-ordered. I said, yeah, I know, but one of them is mine. I either was lied to and told that you guys had it, or the person messed up. And it was a moot point at that point. Like 3 other people had already pre-ordered the correct version, and I got either, I either got lied to by the associate, or they just hit the wrong button when they rung me up. Right. And it's partly my fault for not realizing it for not looking at the receipt the second I walked out of the store, but lessons learned, I guess. Ultimately, I ended up just playing that whole weekend on the Wii U Pro controller, which I'm currently using now, and I'm actually a fan of. It's a perfectly reasonable controller, and I actually got used to it because the 3DS version you can only use on the 3DS. And the 3DS buttons are very similar to the Pro controller.
Right.
So even though I had played Smash with a GameCube controller from 2001 until 2014, I very quickly got used to the Pro controller and the 3DS, and I'm perfectly okay with.
Yeah, the thought that you can't play on anything but a GameCube controller is always overblown, but I definitely wanted you to recall that story because it was, at the time, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That was a major blow to our otherwise very, ecstatic plans.
Yeah.
For Smash domination for a whole weekend. What a good time.
But like I said, we actually got lucky and found two different people that had the
That's
adapter.
right. That's right.
So we had all the hardware, and we had yeah, I think by the end of the weekend we had we had about a dozen people that came through, with I think like 10 being there at the most at any given time.
Which is pretty
So-
crazy.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good. And it was I had the space for it and I moved around my furniture and it was a good time, dude.
Yeah, we gotta do another, especially for the benefit of the stream, we should probably do another large gaming event.
Yeah.
We'll have to concoct that after, of course, our F-Zero night.
Right.
A night of... See, we're gonna have to talk to our entire club. You guys right now are getting a little behind the scenes as we're thinking about the ideas for the stream later. But, yeah, we're gonna have to put it together and see if we can nail down some hard dates for next year. Because
Yeah.
F-Zero night would be amazing. If we can put together the evening of Smash, that would be amazing. I don't know why I didn't get second, but that's not amazing. There's all sorts of fun stuff that was going to be down the pipe. And then when the Switch comes out, I'm hoping that Nintendo's going to get their act together and allow streaming on the freaking Switch natively. Logan said, if you ever need help in any way, you can hit me up. So, Logan, this is what I like about you. You're a team player. I really do appreciate that about you. No bullshit, I really do. But yes, if we can... I'm hoping that Nintendo gets that going because that'll make life so much easier.
Oh, totally.
Also be great because, again, another thing people would be doing on the go. What? Imagine...
Oh, shit. I didn't even think about streaming on the go. That's wild.
People will be sitting in a restaurant. What's up, everybody? Here we are. We're going to be streaming Mario Kart from the Switch in freaking Applebee's.
Why
I'm
is
sure
it always Applebee's?
Because Applebee's is a spot. Half off appetizers after 10 o'clock? Come on now. You know. You already know what it is.
Half off appetizers is a solid deal.
You already know. That's why Friday night you go to Applebee's. That place is a madhouse. That's the only restaurant, even including the diners, that's a madhouse from like 11 p.m. till it closes at like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Shout out to Applebee's. But yeah, especially if they put a camera in that tablet, what? And they probably will. I mean, there's a camera even in the Wii U gamepad. You probably forgot about that, didn't you?
Well, there's a camera in the 3DS too.
There is. Some people use that. I've seen like kids using it.
Really?
Yeah, like I've seen kids like taking little pictures of the 3DS camera. I think it's like silly, but
I mean, I used it.
I used it to make my Mii. That was it.
Oh yeah, your Mii like came out perfect. You're the only person whose like auto-generated Mii looks exactly
Exactly like me. Yeah. Which is great. Which is why I didn't want to give it up for anything. I was like, this is too perfect.
Yeah.
Your Mii looks nothing like everybody else's Mii. The Dingus meme, kind of? It is reminiscent of it.
It's reminiscent.
But it doesn't I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's it. But
Yeah. I don't know. I did mine from scratch. I couldn't figure it out. The thing is that I'm not artistic enough to like recreate what I look like using the like, you know, like fairly base like me things that you're given.
right. I'm constantly amazed at what people are able to do with the Mii creator.
Yeah, I mean, again, other people.
Other people, yes.
Yeah.
Keywords. I mean, the art community in general on Nintendo platforms is something to behold for sure.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But yeah, I just made some like, you know, some like guy that kind of looks like me. I just made like a skinny white guy who like looked uncomfortable. And I was like that.
Ah!
And I'm like, that's close enough.
This is close enough. This is me playing video games.
Yeah.
Guys, this is not working. What's the other thing I was going to bring this with? I don't remember. But in general, I guess I should just express my excitement again that, you know, hilariously, I'll tell you what I'm most excited for. What? If I had 2 more seconds! Anyway. Excuse me, guys.
Compose yourself.
So, you mentioned earlier, like, big screen handheld games, right?
Yeah.
Yo, I find myself most excited for the prospect of finally having, like, an actual Pokemon game on the TV.
Dude, it's gonna be so cool.
Which is funny because I don't give a shit about Pokemon. I really don't. Pokken is cool, Logan, but I bought that because it was a cool looking fighting game, less so because it was Pokemon. But I can't help but be attracted to the idea of Pokemon on my TV, and it's like the real thing.
Monster Hunter with 2 analog sticks.
That is the second most excited thing on the platform.
I'm really excited for that.
Like, that I can tell you straight up. I told this to Dingus. I would be playing more Monster Hunter if it weren't for the fact, you know, I got these hands.
Yeah, and like the game has such a large scope for such a small system, and I mean small in like the physical sense.
Right. Yeah, it's stunning that they even bothered to put something that scopy on a handheld, but it's an amazing fit for the Switch because you can carry it everywhere no matter what the situation, right? But
yeah.
I really need to be able to play that with a real controller because I can't play something that requires that much time commitment with on the 3DS because it is just not comfortable. Wow, I'm getting destroyed. Wow. 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 Okay. Yeah, but I can't play something that requires that much time commitment on the 3DS. It was just not comfortable.
Yeah, even when I was like big into Monster Hunter, like I have small hands. 3DS fits me pretty comfortably, but like I don't know how Dingus plays for that long without getting hand cramps, because I was getting hand cramps too, and it's not that the 3DS is uncomfortable to hold, but like you have to grip it in like a very weird way, just in general.
Right.
And even if I don't care what shape your hands are, it's like it's like holding an iPad for 200 hours.
Right.
You know?
For 200 hours.
No, I'm serious, man.
It's true, but it sounds so ridiculous when you say, oh my god. It sounds ridiculous when you say it, but it's true.
You know, and you play through the pain, but it's something that you notice.
Hashtag gamer life, you play through the pain.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, you're right. 2 analog sticks, Monster Hunter. I mean, theoretically, we could get that now by playing 3U, but come on.
Relax.
Relax. Like I want to be able to play new hotness Monster Hunter.
Yeah, although that's kind of the grind that Dingus is on right now, I think.
Yeah, 3U grind.
Yeah.
Well, the 3 and the 4U grind.
Yeah.
Because in his estimation, to put it mildly, for him, Generations was not up to par. Generations
was cool. I saw what they were trying to do with it, and I think that they did it really excellently. But Dingus is, he's Dingus.
He's a different sort of player.
Yeah.
Different sort of requirements. So he was like, this is not going to cut it for the 1,000-hour binges that I want to go on.
Yeah. To oversimplify it, I will agree with him that Generations is decidedly easier than 4U. Like, I don't think there's a question about that.
Right.
4U was like, and it's hard because 4U was my first Monster Hunter, So I don't know if Generations is easier because I had already put hundreds of hours into 4U,
Right.
or or if it actually was easier. But I think it actually was easier. I think it was. I think that if they did everything that they needed to, everything that they wanted to do in terms of streamlining in Generations,
Right.
and did the same thing with 4U, then there wouldn't even be a contest. But I liked Generations so much for the simple fact that it was like not a headache to like try and figure out. Like I beat the single player in Generations in like 35 hours.
Right.
And it lets you like blow through the single player. Like it unlocks all the areas right away, and it lets you get right to what you are supposed to be doing, which is just like grinding for parts,
Right.
online with other people. But in 4U, the single player was like this long, winding, like complicated, like kind of annoying thing where you had to, unlock all the different cities individually, and then there were like different things in different cities that you needed to get different parts, and like it forced you to
crazy.
It forced you to spend an inordinate amount of time playing the game yourself in order to realistically get to a point in multiplayer where you were doing the things that you were doing in Generations after only 35 hours of single player.
And even so, I really wish, and I hope this is something they do in the future, is that, like most games now with multiplayer components, if they have both multiplayer and single player, it is possible to do one and never do the other and have the full experience.
Right.
For some weird reason, Capcom still mandates that you have to do single player to get the full experience of multiplayer. And there is no purpose. Especially because at some point, to learn Monster Hunter, you're going to need a human guide anyway.
Yeah, true.
So you might as well spend the time playing multiplayer and getting actually acclimated to what the meat and potatoes of the game are.
Yeah.
So I really wish that they would restructure the game so that you don't have to touch single player if you don't want to. Because I have no need to do so. Like I buy that game to hunt with you and other folks,
Yeah. And even me, like I put. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. But I probably put like 550 hours between 4U and Generations.
Yeah, for Monster Hunter, that's nothing.
In Monster Hunter, that's nothing. But like, I'm really like.
But in general, that's a lot of time.
I'm a big fan, but I still like even in both instances, I was like, all right, enough with the single player.
Right.
Enough
of this already.
I can do like we're all only playing it for one reason, really. Like there's only one meta.
Kill monsters and then wear them.
Yeah, nobody buys Monster Hunter for the story.
Right.
The story is dumb. The story is literally like, hey, are you hunting monsters?
I'll hunt monsters with you.
Yeah. There is no story.
And then cats.
And then cats. And then cats. And then costumes for the cats.
Right.
Which is really like the new meta.
Right. The Palico costumes.
Yeah.
Actually, from what I understand, the Palico mode for Generations is like one of the smartest decisions that they made.
Yeah, people liked Palico mode.
And I think one of the reasons, because I know from a couple folks that I've talked to, it definitely lets people who otherwise wouldn't be able to deal with the hardcoreness of Monster Hunter play the game.
Maybe. I mean, I didn't really play it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Palico mode.
I haven't gotten the game yet, so who knows? But yeah, that's because Palico mode is basically they're kind of broken, but they have I forgot exactly what their limitation was, but I know they can outside of their one major limitation, they can do basically whatever they want.
Yeah,
so I was like, I'll take that. But yeah, Monster Hunter on the Switch, man. What? Splatoon on the Switch? What?
Splatoon on the go.
What?
Oh, now we're talking.
Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it. You can't tickle me this way, Nintendo. Like, and you know what? Above all, what's so like warming to think about? It's funny how I think about gaming as like political parties. Not that they align to any current political party, but like each gaming platform is kind of like its own political party. If you know what I mean. So,
okay,
right now the Nintendo party has a little intra-party squabbling going on because there's the 3DS crowd and then there's the Wii U crowd. And as we know, much of the 3DS crowd is like, I'm not about this Wii U nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're about to have is like the big party convention, and we're going to unify the party. The Switch is going to unify the Nintendo party.
Wow. All right. Well, I mean, it is.
It is, right?
It's a weird analogy, but
it's a weird analogy, but it works. The Switch unifies the Nintendo party. All Nintendo gaming will be on one device. The one true device. The whole fandom is together again. You know, no more device squabbling. It's gonna be so cool. I can't wait to see what Miiverse will be like on the Switch.
Ooh.
Like, when the art community gets their hands on this thing, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, because they did say there's a stylus too, right? And it's a touchscreen.
Well, Nintendo has not officially confirmed that, but I would be stunned if that was not the case.
I thought I heard a report that it was a touchscreen.
There was a report, as in, like, I don't think it was Eurogamer, but somebody else was like, yeah, we talked to developers, and there is. But it's not officially confirmed.
Right. I wonder what they're waiting for.
I think they wanted to really control the messaging on this thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm 100% behind. Like, they really want it to be like, okay, we wanted to, when we did the reveal, we wanted to focus only on the fact this is a new machine, you can take your games on the go with you, full stop.
Right.
No other gimmicks or anything like that. All we want you to focus on is you're going to get full games, no compromises, pull the Switch out of the dock, you're off to the races. That's what they wanted to focus on for, like, the review.
Right.
And then I have a feeling that when they do, like, the big January event, then they're going to be like, by the way, it does all this other shit. Like, I'm sure there's a touchscreen. I'm also willing to put money on the Joy-Cons having motion control in them, which will also be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be magical. As you said, the PAX console. Full Mario Party is gonna be on this device.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's, man. And if it has motion controls, that means they can literally put any kind of mini games they want.
Ooh.
Something to think about, right?
Yeah. Oh man, your Mario Party is gonna be crazy too if they do a Mario Party and one that doesn't suck.
One that doesn't suck, yeah. I mean, I'm all for them doing these experiments that they've been doing, but I really think that they should put in a classic mode.
Right. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard.
No, I don't think so.
Modes, right? Like, we're just asking for different modes.
Right.
Because, I mean,
personally, I'll play the new mode because, like I said, I like to try the new approach to design and see if it's better, blah, 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 blah. And let's be honest, there's a lot of room for improvement in the old school Mario Party design. But I know this is a multiplayer game, so if everybody does not agree to that, you're kind of dead in the water.
Yeah.
Like, I know certain other of my friends that shall remain nameless on the stream, when they come over, if I breathe the word Mario Party 9, they're like ready to walk out. Fortunately, there are 8 other ones that we can play, but still.
Yeah. And you have How many of them?
At my fingertips, I believe I had 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Nice.
Not bad, right?
Two was the jam back in the day. Like,
I've never played 2, and I kind of want to just because of the costumes.
yeah.
And I
was-
think that's something they should bring back.
I don't know like the like major differences between the Mario parties, but 2 was the one that I probably played the most of.
Right.
And then the one that we play when we go to your place is 4.
5.
5. Okay.
I've actually yet to. I had 4, but I've yet to play it.
Okay, so 2 and 5, I guess, are the ones that I've played the most of.
5 was our, because back again in the days of early GameCube days for me, right? Oh my god. In the early GameCube days, when I was just like when I was trying to do like really hardcore cost-benefit analysis
Yeah.
buying games, I picked up 5 like, oh man, I heard it's gonna have like 80 mini games, it's gonna have all this, and it's gonna have all that.
Right.
So that was something we rocked out on for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I was a total bullet point shopper, so I was like, oh, it has all these side mini games and all this other weird stuff. We totally gotta play it, man.
Yeah.
But I didn't even get to try it like 6 or 7 or any of the other ones. We just got so acclimated to 5. It was like, why bother?
Yeah.
Mario Party.
2 was Friend 64, and 2 was good. That was back in like high school, middle school days. Did that a lot of 2, but at this point, 5 was probably already out. But
5 came out in 2004, I want to say.
Yeah, so this is like before, during, and after 5. 2 was the one that we just like, I don't know, like
The one true Mario Party.
Yeah, nobody was ever like, hey, let's get 3. And then since we didn't get 3, no one was ever like, hey, let's get 4 or 5 or anything like that. So we just kept playing 2 because we figured like the general concept was essentially the same.
I feel like it was a similar thing for us with 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I mean, again, aside from the fact that we're like a bunch of Nintendo diehards, in most cases, if you have one Mario Party, you're probably right.
Yeah. No, definitely.
And most people are not going to be playing like a ton of Mario Party. Because A, everybody's going to be tight, and B, because it takes forever.
Yeah. And then the what was it, the only mistake that we really made was that we let that mentality kind of stick around for a lot of other titles, most notably Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, no bueno.
So we had 64, and you know this, but like 64 was the jam for me in high school. Right, Melee never really caught on in our friend group because we had 64, and we were like, oh, 64 is like the one. Like, we had all this like mental like accounting done in our heads, like who was good with this kid, even though they had like the thing in the game that had all the stats.
Right.
This was before you could like attach it to a profile, and we didn't want to start over. It was weird. Like we knew who was good with who, who was gonna clap who at any given time. Like we had all of the debates. Like is Samus broken? Because like Snacks is real good with Samus, or is he actually a bitch? Because he plays Samus and like just charges up his gun the whole time. Like there were all these like internal debates going on, like just in our friend group, and it starting over Melee was like it might as well have been PlayStation All Stars. Like we didn't like we didn't look at it as like a way to like settle anything or like move forward. It was like 64 was where all the lore was.
Right. So see, I get that, though at the same time, I think there's also always something. Oh hell no! Okay, sorry, I had to make sure my first place was preserved. I was gonna say, I think there's always something kind of attractive about having like a fresh start, because like you get to build a new story.
Oh, you're right, and we were wrong. No, there's no question. I'm just saying that that's like
That's what
my
happened, yeah.
estimation of why we never felt the need to upgrade to melee.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something that's... Oh, Swamp Ruins, it is over. We never get this course. This is probably my favorite course in the game.
I like Swamp Ruins. You're right, we never get it.
Swamp Ruins is such an awesome course.
Looks like a lot of people picked it. That's good.
Yeah, well, partly because we never get it, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always a chance. Getting a new Smash game, or really any new game in the franchise, is always nice because it's a chance to kind of start fresh and pick up again. It's kind of like why I like how of the very few things that Capcom is doing right with Street Fighter V, the idea of seasons is pretty good.
Yeah.
Because
most competitive games do seasons anyway.
Well, what they're doing is less exploitative and probably better for long term of the community, because typically what would happen is they would just release Super Street Fighter V or whatever, and continue like that. But this is much smarter. Same game, throw out the balance changes, and they'll be doling out new content to keep it hype as they go. And oh jeez. And coupling that together with Capcom Pro Tour.
Right.
So eventually Street Fighter V, like for sale on Steam or PlayStation Network or whatever, will be pretty cheap to actually just pick up. So I hope that helps draw people into it a little bit. Because the whole idea of like, oh, we're gonna release an entirely new box product every year is not gonna fly.
No.
Like only I wouldn't buy it. Like I'm not playing Street Fighter like that.
No.
Wow, I just got massacred. So yeah, this is a good way to keep people. You can always get somebody to come back with like, oh, there's new DLC, come check it out. Oh, I'll boot up the game, no problem.
Yeah.
But you tell me, oh, drop $35 and come check this out. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Oh man, why did I do that? This is terrible, babe. Swamp Ruins, I'm failing you right now.
Oh my god, this is just chaos.
Swamp Ruins is usually not this bad, but look at this. This is legitimately crazy.
I know, right?
This might be my worst performance on this level in a long time. Then again, now that I think about it, since we've been doing these Mario Kart streams, have we gotten this level?
No. There's no way.
That's insane.
I feel like I'm playing a completely different game right now. That's
insanity to me. What the hell algorithm is this?
It really isn't a good one. Because it's like disproportionate, the stuff that we see a lot of.
Yeah, we get Excite Bike like 28 times per session,
right.
But we never freaking get this level. Actually, and we also got Mario Kart Stadium, I think, for the time today.
Yeah, that's true.
Tell me if you like it. Tell me if I like what, Logan? Oh well. But still, more Switch fantasizing. I'm like, when that system comes out. Oh, let me throw another piece of fantasy at you. Mm-hmm. So there's talk. So remember that we know the Switch is using a custom version of the NVIDIA Tegra, right?
Yeah.
Which currently powers its own Shield device. Now, you know what the Shield does, right? One of the primary things it does is let you stream games from your Steam library to that tablet device.
Yep.
There's talk, well, not even talk, but some people are speculating. People are speculating that this may be a function of the Switch too. Like Nvidia might do like an Nvidia Shield app.
Yeah.
That would let you do the same thing.
Maybe.
Which, if you think about it, there's technically no reason why they would not. Especially because we know Nvidia has a lot of incentive to make this succeed. That if they allowed that, what?
Now, it wouldn't be Steam products though, right? Like it would be using like
So you using the Nvidia app on the Nintendo Switch, and in conjunction with whatever you download on your PC, you could theoretically stream games from your Stream library to your Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, but would Nintendo allow that?
Good question.
No, like never.
Well, I mean, what reason they particularly have to not allow that?
Nintendo, like Nintendo reasons.
That's true. Who knows what Nintendo reasons they'll come up with? But it would be very good business sense, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't be like a game-changing feature, but it'd be something pretty cool, and it would be a definitely nice selling point for people.
Mm-hmm.
Like just adding another bullet point to the box. In-home game streaming.
Yeah.
Like that would be awesome. In addition to all the other crazy shit that you're gonna be able to do. Logan said you sent me something. Oh, you sent me on Discord. Okay. I don't even have that open right now, so I'll look at that when we're done. Let me hold on to my attempt to hold on to first place. If I don't get pulled to the details.
It's first place, man.
I'm out here, man. I'm doing this work, man.
Yeah, okay.
Ha! Well, listen to the hate. Okay. Guess I gotta show off sometime, right? This is one game where I actually have a chance to legitimately make some competition. It's Mario Kart.
I'm getting nothing, man. I can't speed up. I was in 6th place that entire time. I don't think I lost or gained a position the entire time.
That's the worst when that happens.
Yeah. Yo, look at all these Canadians.
Wow, we're in the Canada Cup.
We're outnumbered. Yo, for real.
The Mario Kart Canada Cup.
Yeah, the Grey Cup.
The Grey Cup.
For you sports nerds out there. The not the Stanley Cup. Oh man. I know that
You know that one.
I know that there might not be a lot of people who know, but the Stanley Cup is like fascinating. The actual piece of silverware.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of silverware, I was reading about. So I'm playing a lot of Battlefield 1, right? Which is honestly just.
Are you still enjoying it?
Oh my god, it's so good. It's the Battlefield that I have been waiting for since the first Battlefield. Like, it's every Battlefield that's come out since the first Battlefield has been like either a shittier version of the first Battlefield or some like modern warfare type shit that I didn't really care for.
Right.
This is like, I don't remember being this hype about Battlefield since the first Battlefield. And I remember like at my friend's house playing Battlefield 1942, the first one, and being like, I'm playing with people online. This is before Xbox Live. This is crazy. Searching for servers. I felt like a hacker. I was like, dude, it was nuts. And the game itself was like nothing I'd ever played before. I remember some of those maps. Like, I feel like if you just dropped me into one of those maps today, like right now, currently, I could like remember where stuff is. Like, I played it a ton. Like, I would go to my friend's house and just crush it, and like, it was amazing. And this is the first one since that one that I really felt like has captured some of that magic.
Wow,
it's so good. So anyway, I'm playing a lot of Battlefield 1, and so flying the planes is like my favorite thing in that game, right? they're like all primitive and like, you know, planes back then were literally just like wood and canvas with like a machine gun like stapled to it.
Right.
And it was just like the crappiest, most flimsy shits ever, but it's like so much fun to fly them in Battlefield. They like nailed it. I don't know if that's actually how they controlled, but everybody who ever flew one of these things was dead. So who cares? Like they're all dead, so nobody can play this game and be like, that's not what it's like. So it's great.
That was a good way to describe it, sure.
Right, and so speaking of dead World War I pilots, I'm at work today, and I'm like, quick Wikipedia search for the Red Baron. Like, let me see if there was like some fun facts. This dude, every time he shot somebody down, commissioned a silver trophy be made for himself.
What?
Yeah. So apparently he's got like 80 confirmed kills, right? So apparently he did this for like the first 55 kills, and then there was a silver shortage, so he stopped. But think about it.
No!
There's a silver trophy for commemorating every single person that the Red Baron killed in flight. And imagine how cool it would be to like find one or see one. Like, I was trying to figure out if there's like a museum that has them, or if they're like family artifacts, or if they're just like hidden somewhere and some dude in like what is like former Prussia is gonna find one in his attic and it's gonna be worth like millions of dollars. I couldn't figure this out.
That's insanity. So two things. One, Labyrinth's here. What up, Labyrinth? How you doing? Good night, Logan. I will check Discord. Thank you very much. That's an insane story.
Yeah.
And also, he stopped because of silver shortage. And most importantly, I just got massively robbed. I went from second to fucking 10 in literally half a second.
You got Mario Karted, man. It happens to the best of us.
That was some next shit. Like, for real. That was like, I got confirmed killed by the Red Baron. That's what just happened.
Ooh, yeah. Whoever hit you with that first shell is like on the phone with his silversmith right now.
He's like, yeah, with his own Jacob the jeweler.
Yeah. He's like, hey Tony, I got another one. They're like, he's like, yeah, how bad? He's like second to 10th. And they're like, ooh, you did him dirty. He's like, all right, I'll have the cup made up by Friday.
Yeah. He's like, you need that one diamond encrusted? Yeah, man. For real.
Yeah, man.
That one, I gotta commemorate that one for special occasions.
He's like, I came all the way from Prussia to ruin that guy's day, and I did it.
Yeah, exactly. God, that was rough. We haven't gotten this level, by the way.
Dude, I was literally just about to say, we don't get this one a lot, but I like this one.
Oh, I love the SNES tribute. This is one of my favorite levels.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
Especially because the original level I hated with a flaming passion.
Well, before 64, like the pre-3D Mario Karts, like the top down, and like, no, garbage. I hated them.
I wouldn't know if I use the word garbage, but it was definitely difficult to deal with. And definitely after playing the 3D Mario Kart game, it was really hard to go back to them.
Oh, yeah.
It was really tough to go back to them.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, just the fact I can't even drift properly in those games.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But these remakes this is like an amazing remake of that level. It gives me a lot of that same feel, particularly with the colored barriers. But I still get my new hotness style controls that I am currently doing a terrible job of manipulating.
Yeah, they're like reckless with giving people those items. Like if you're in 6th place, they're like, oh, here's your star and your Infinity 8 and your bullet.
They really need to readjust the item balance for the next game.
Yeah.
Labyrinth says, I heard about this story snacks, hence the PlayStation Red Baron trophy on the game Infamous. And he says that Mario Kart 1 is still his favorite.
Ooh, well, listen, I'm not going to take away from it if it's your favorite. But I will stand behind what Frog said, is that they're really tough to go back to.
And you know, I will also give you props because at least you're not a Mario Kart 64 apostate.
Yeah,
Okay? Because
yeah,
I cannot.
yeah, a ravenous Mario 64. It was what was hot when I was sentient. So
Yes, therefore, it is the best one ever
yeah,
made, and nobody can ever say anything to the contrary.
yeah, exactly. I'll never forget the time I go to this. Look at this Olympics. By the way, we got 5 countries in here. 5 countries.
Listen, games bring people together. People think this is bullshit, but it's true.
It is true.
I didn't like MK64 or Double Dash very much. What?
Ooh.
Well, MK64
Now that's
is plenty
now
of
that's
reason
a
not to
hot
like.
take. Now that's a hot take. 64 and Double Dash sucked.
Well, he didn't use the word suck. He said I didn't like them very much.
Right.
Now, Double Dash, as we know, is my favorite of the. Well, I have to qualify it now because this game is clearly, in my opinion, the best game overall.
Yeah.
Like what they've done, the driving mechanics and the character customization in this game is just a cut above everything they've done before.
Uh-huh.
But still, Double Dash has to get the honorable mention because the battle mode in that game, as far as I'm concerned, is still peerless.
Yeah.
You know, they have yet to surpass that, which angers me so much because all they need to do is just put it back. That's all you need to do. Like, it's not that difficult. Bob on Blast and Valu and Coin excuse me, and freaking Shine Thief were the coolest battle modes ever. And they had the course design on point for those battle courses. Even if they just ported the Double Dash mode into this game, this would instantly become the all-time best Mario Kart game.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, anyway.
Yeah. No, that's a valid statement. But I'll never forget the time I went to this party. I was visiting my friend at college,
Right.
and we go to this party, and these dudes got Mario Kart 64 set up at the party, and every single person had the same reaction. Walking to the party, oh my god, Mario Kart 64, that's my favorite, because I've literally never played video games. And it's like, dude, I was like, dude, every single time I was like, this is bad. Like I love video games, and I'm here mad that there's a video game being played at a party. Like, this is not
cool.
This is not cool. Like, I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to be this, like...
You didn't want to become gaming hipster.
Right, I didn't want to be this, like, game hipster, like, holier-than-thou, like, guy. But I was like, the only thing I'm hearing right now is, like, a room full of people who don't play video games.
That sounds about right. Labyrinth says, I wouldn't say sucked. I didn't prefer them. For me, it's Super Mario Kart, then MK8, then MK Wii. Haven't played 7. That's a perfectly reasonable ranking.
Yeah.
Especially because MK8 would be second. Because to me, there is hardly any argument that this game is not easily top 3.
Yeah.
I can't. Any serious fan of this series should have this game in top 3.
Agreed.
Even if you're going to be an apologist for Mario Kart 64, like, you have to say this game is
Yeah, definitely.
But to what you were saying before, right? It brings up an interesting thing, which I too have to think about, which is that as somebody who, like, plays a lot of games and is knowledgeable about them, you don't want to become the person who starts to, like, exclude people.
Right.
But it's hard because part of being, like, a committed enthusiast is that you have passion. I got the Super one twice in a row. I'll take it. Is that you have passionately held opinions about, like, what's good and what's not, and what's good for the gaming world at large and what's not.
Yeah.
And then to see people, like, routinely violate those things cavalierly
Yeah.
is hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's for me it was always just like the like video game, like it's one thing, like there are a lot of things that I took the time to like learn a lot about and like know things about, right? And everybody's kind of just like more or less okay with most of those, with like admitting that they are like ignorant on these matters, right? Like I know a lot about aviation and like work in aviation, and no one's ever like there's no like outlying hipster opinion that like some plane is like better than another when it's like clearly not. Like nobody, everybody's
Right.
everybody's fine. Everybody's fine with just being like, oh, you're like, you know a lot about planes. Like that's cool. I don't know anything about planes, and I'm like, that's fine. And like, you don't have to. And but if you have questions, like I might be a good person to ask. Sure, case
Right.
closed.
Sure.
Anybody brings up video games, and there's like this this cultural ranking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of like what people are expected to know and what people, especially of a certain age, are expected to know, based, in order to like be considered, in order to be considered on a social level of somebody who is, like a legitimate peer. And Mario Kart 64 is definitely one of them, and that's what always bothered me, was that it's like video games have somehow, while not being, well not, enjoying the status of it being like a very, very popular thing that everybody can like, be cool with, and some people can be really excited about, but they've still got this general, like very underlying, like mulch level, depth, cultural, like commonality,
Right.
and there is a level of like if you went to a party and people were like, and the topic of video games came up, right? And
I'm already on the defensive. We're going.
and you said, yeah, like, oh, video games, like, yeah, I love video games, like, I'm like, I don't know about you, but like, I think that Monster Hunter Generations was too easy, right?
Right.
People would be like, no, like there would be, most people like wouldn't know what you were talking about, but everybody would kind of expect everybody to say kind of the same thing. Like, oh, like, yeah, like Mario Kart, like I always played a lot of Mario Kart when I was a kid. Mario Kart 64 is the best one. Pokemon, obviously I love Pokemon. No,
Red
I
and
can't.
blue.
Yeah, but like, no, I can't name any numbered past 150 on the national dex.
Right.
Why would I need to know that? I only need to, retain this like remedial, this like remedial like social competency. Anything beyond that is unacceptable.
Right.
Like anything beyond that is makes you a nerd. Me knowing
Exactly. That was perfectly said. Go on.
Knowing the original 150 and having this completely lukewarm opinion about Mario Kart 64 being the best one simply makes me a person that is 20-something years old. These are the opinions I'm supposed to have.
Right. Yeah, that's...
And that's what annoys me.
Let me come back to that in 2 seconds. First, I wanted to acknowledge Labyrinth pointed out that Mario Kart 1, that he really liked the battle mode in that game for being unpredictable and for having the best music. The music thing, I'm actually going to agree with you. The music in general in 8 is absolutely stunning, and if it had a competent battle mode in this game, I would have preferred the music in this game. But, yeah, the battle mode in Mario Kart 1 is definitely an unpredictable thing, and that actually probably is the one thing that probably would still, for me, hold up. And, here's the only thing video game culture I find the opposite to also be true. Those to be in the know of any game to be extremely elitist and off-putting. This is also true.
This is also true, but this is at least in part a reactionary measure to the thing that I pointed out.
Yeah, so let's circle
Like,
all that back, right?
This is what I'm talking about with like me saying all the things that I said make me sound like an elitist prick. But the only reason I'm like this is because the thing that annoys me exists in the first place, and I don't think that makes me like a fascist. It's just like it's annoying. It's annoying that I can't see people at a party playing an N64 just for the sake of it being like this party topic for 20-year-olds,
Right.
and be like, oh yeah, here are my like very lengthy opinions on the Mario Kart franchise. Like, it's the fact that that's not okay, that we have this invisible line that we can't cross, and I'm decidedly on the other side. Like, I'm not, I would sooner in that situation not go anywhere near the N64 than to, be that guy.
Yeah, though what I think Labyrinth is talking about is now less about the line between regular people and, the enthusiasts, and more about now, like when we talk about among enthusiasts themselves, you have the people who are, savants in their game of choice, and then they tend to be pretty. Basically, the people. Let's keep it real, right? Like, League is at the center of this particular conversation, because you have a lot of people who, at least believe, that they know a lot about League of Legends, and then they get paired with people who they believe do not, and then unfortunately a lot of people take that as license to behave in really, really unpleasant ways. Now, I single League out because it's become the poster child for like gaming toxicity, but the truth is, and I'm sure Labyrinth would agree, that this is something that affects like all the gaming communities, pretty much outside of the Nintendo ones, mainly because the Nintendo ones are still pretty small. But any game that has like a size, what you said?
And they don't allow you to talk.
And they don't smartly don't allow you to talk. People are still complaining like, why can't I talk to people in Splatoon? Because Nintendo is smart, that's why. If you want to go coordinate strategy, get on Discord or something, and go find a group of people and carry them to the game with you. Like, that's 2016. That's what you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try and go. Yeah, like you're gonna go strategize in regular chat anyway. Who are you fooling? Anyway. Yeah, so elitists in these games are really annoying, and I totally agree. And they're also ultimately detrimental, because especially these days where every multiplayer game has to fight for its survival, because there's any given time a gamer could be playing one of like literally thousands of different really cool games.
Yeah.
So why would you take the time to go deal with like whiny man babies if you can go find some other community that's not filled with shitlords? So if you're going to be a shitlord, you're ultimately harming yourself, because in the long run, you shrink your community to just the diehards, and it's not sustainable.
Right.
He says, yes, Frog's right. For example, here in MK8, there are people that are okay at the game, enjoy it a lot. Then you have people who are elite at the game, they're an MKU, the Mario Kart Universal, but they're a little league where they consider themselves exclusive and talk down everyone else. Which to me is even more ridiculous, because, bro, it's Mario Kart. Like, this game at the end of the day is like at least 50% luck.
Yeah.
So don't play yourself. Don't play yourself. So I find that to be even funnier, that anybody would start getting, get airs on about fucking Mario Kart. What? Maybe battle mode? Because battle mode, I would, at least in, like Double Dash, for example, where the beauty of Double Dash's battle mode in particular is that they designed the courses to flow into itself. So you couldn't run, and the modes themselves were designed in such a way that they were fast, frantic, but you also had to play smart. So those modes, I can understand those getting like legitimately competitive. But like racing, what? Please.
Yeah, it's too wacky.
We just talked about like 20 minutes ago about like the item balance being retarded. Like, come on.
Yeah. Or the fact that there's items in the first place.
Well, items make Mario Kart. They can keep
Well,
that.
yeah, but it doesn't make it anybody who claims to be like, you know, elitist right, because it's
the fact that there's items, you can't even say, oh well, I'm the best racer. No, because there's always a chance that you got some broken shitty item.
Right. Just a heads up, this is gonna be my my last race. I'm gonna get going after this one.
That's fair. We don't go off, but yeah, it's elitists in general are pretty annoying. And in gaming, there's really no need for it because ultimately we should all be here to learn and have fun.
Right. We're here so that we don't have to be reading books.
Though funny enough, if you're like us, you play so many games that you end up reading books about video games. So
yeah, well, right now I'm like really putting off on this book that I'm trying to read called The Hike by Drew Magary, who is a sports columnist.
Right.
But he's also like he also has this very interesting like stream of consciousness style, like rambling writing style, which I love. And apparently this book is basically that, but novel length, and is like this crazy fever dream about somebody like going on a hike in the woods and like there's like talking crabs and all this crazy shit. And like, I don't know, it sounds really cool and I can't wait to read it. The last book that I read by a sports columnist I actually loved, and it's like, I mean, if you're a sports writer, you're just like a writer who just happens to write about sports.
Right.
If I'm already familiar with you, like if I knew a video game writer that wrote a book and it wasn't about video games, I'd probably, if I was a fan of the writer, I would check it out, right?
Well, a bunch of video game writers do books, but I don't think many of them do like novels.
Right, and that's the thing. For some reason, sports writers never write books about sports. They just write novels that have like maybe sports references in them, and that's it.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I guess with gaming it's a little different because there's so many different. I guess in sports writing, part of the job of sports writers is to explore as many of the unseen angles as you can.
Mm-hmm.
But in games writing, it often, like day-to-day journalism, often just becomes, okay, what's the next title? What's the next title? What's the next title? Interview this guy. What's the next title? You know, like just grinding the news cycle. So I guess that the books are where they get to explore like topics that they want to do. So it's you don't get to do everything as a writer that you want to do in your day-to-day gaming journalist life.
Yeah, agreed. Well, that's all the time I have for tonight. Hashtag gamers with jobs.
For real. Labyrinth says, have a good night, guys. Frog, you own that Morton in a race. Nice work. Yeah, I felt pretty good about these last few races. These are some of my best races in quite a while.
Well, we've been playing a lot. You're getting your practices in, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm starting to get my mojo back, so I'll take that. I must have gotten like 50 some odd points over the course of this evening on top of my score. I will absolutely take that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, to everybody watching, thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. We hope you enjoyed it. Consider giving us a follow if you like what you heard. We'll be back here on this stream on Friday. We're going to be doing the first total group session. All four of us are going to play a game together, which is most likely going to be Overwatch. Labyrinth, tune in, then you get to see Overwatch in action.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty interesting. And then me and Uncle Paul should be back at some point over the weekend. Hopefully, if I can get the streaming equipment put together properly with Gears 4. So, yeah, stay tuned. A lot of cool stuff coming. Thanks again for all the support. Labyrinth, take care. Everybody came through, talked to us. Take care. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.